Okay, so on cedar siding, a lot of times we have woodpeckers that'll get at it, or just rotten boards in the bottom from water getting at it. In this house, the bottom 2 rungs we're replacing for this customer, but then we're going to keep everything else. So since we're keeping this board, we can't necessarily just pop everything off because we're going to end up damaging this board. So we're going to remove it a little bit different. So the first 2 rungs, we're going to just pry them off. And then the last rung right here, we're going to actually cut this nail with a sawzall with a metal blade. And then we'll be able to pull this out, get a replacement boards, measure everything out, and get these 2 new boards installed. So the first thing I'll do is, this is the last board we're going to replace. We already took this one off and brought it to Lampert's in Apple Valley to get a match. So we'll get this one taken out. I'm just going to cut the caulk line over here. Make sure it's loose. So that's good. The other tools I'm going to need is just a hammer and a couple of crowbars and then the sawzall. And then I have the metal blade hooked onto the sawzall here. I'm going to cut this right here. Each one of these. Kind of have to get it bent at an angle because I'm sitting so low right now. And then sometimes you'll bend this bit as you're pushing it in here. It's okay. This nail just popped out, so I can probably pry this nail out. I don't really want to, because I'm going to be using this board again, I don't want to use this as a nail puller where I'm going to push it in here and pop that nail out. I want to either cut it or get it to the point where this nail starts popping on its own. And you can see I just pulled that a little bit and it started to split this board. So that's why you have to be real careful because we don't want to keep on replacing it. So I just slid that underneath there pretty easily and it popped that nail. So I'll go ahead and do this one too. Board's no longer attached to this one, so now I should be able to get this one off. I don't care about keeping this board good because we're going to be replacing it, so I can just chip away at it if I have to. Use the nail puller. Pop that out. Well, this board didn't get damaged at all, at least on the ends. So I can use this as a guide instead of using a tape measure for our new boards. So I can just measure it out here. Draw my line here quick. Okay, so now we're just going to cut this board. We're going to use a circular saw that's also in the toolkit for repairs. I'm going to line it up along this edge right here, make my cut all the way across. Okay, so I'm going to put these new boards back on now. These boards are smooth cut on one side cedar and then rough cut on the other side. This is all the rough cut cedar. So you want to get matched up so it looks the same. And then my reveal on the siding is about 5 3/4. So I'll just get this piece put up in here until we're matching up that same reveal. also kind of use your caulk line or where the old siding board was installed to gauge it a little bit. Five and 3/4 right there. Take one of our siding nails, and I'm just going to match the same hole spot from the old nail. So after you get that first nail put in, you're going to want to measure the reveal on the other side of the board and make sure it's still sitting at 5 3/4. Once you get it adjusted, put that next nail in, then you know you're set and you can go ahead and fasten the rest of the nails. Get our last row put in. Okay, so the last little bit I'm going to do is just clean up the caulk line over there, and then I will, I'm going to cut it out and then we'll re-caulk the corners, and then we're ready for paint.